Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to get at work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it has been on the mainstream national scale. It's what quiet weekend for wrestling, but I kept myself busy with some wrestling because I was out and about doing my thing as I returned ringside to my man, my brother, my homie. That's the right hand of God, Sam Knight. And we came together and reunited. First time I got a chance to manage him, and in about a year it's been since the last time I flanked him and was there ringside with him as I made my debut at New Era Wrestling in Shelbyville, Indiana. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I was not alone in going there, and he doesn't make many appearances on the show, but he made some time in making an appearance on this one. He is the videographer of In Your House, and my son, that is Elijah. He's coming to talk some New Era and SmackDown as well. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Ooh,
You doing
rousing.
okay, you good? Are you good? You
Say
good,
it
man?
again?
You good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Right on. Did you enjoy last night?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty fun, Got to see a lot of people again, Obviously Sam, the Sands, whole bunch of people, and it was just fun last night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good night, and we'll talk. Like I said, we're gonna talk a little more about it because I sent a video in the In Your House chat last night of what me and Sam was up to, and my man over here, he was like Beast Mode 2000. He's the producer of the show here. That is my man, the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, man?
How goes it?
Yowie wowie!
Anytime Sam Knight's in a ring, you just got to yowie wowie because Sam Knight, the big brother of IYH, he just right hand of God. This dude, I mean, come on. There's nothing else you could say about Sam Knight. At least you can't say anything negative about the dude. He is such a positive force in this world. Love the fact that he did a sit down with you, that you got to be with him in one of his last appearances, and that stupid John Cena's taking away all of Sam Knight's thunder with his farewell tour too. Damn you, Cena. Damn
It,
you.
Cena. Damn you, Cena. But it's like you said, voice, and like I said, I'll talk a little bit about it. We do have to talk about SmackDown as well. We do have a really cool interview at the end of this episode. I got a chance to sit down for a few minutes with Sam. We talked about where he's at mentally. He is halfway through his farewell tour, his retirement tour. He now has 11 dates left, and man, I got a chance to be a part of one of his last ones, and that was great. I was glad we was able to make that happen because it was a great night. I had a lot of fun. But yeah, at the end of this episode, we are going to play that interview. It was fun, little one over at Sam's merch table as he was selling merch. We actually had some guy coming in like trying to look at his merch, and Sam kind of had to back him off just a little bit. He wasn't rude about it or anything like that, but we were in mid-interview, so we just kind of he's like, yeah, I'll get with you after I'm done with this interview. And he came back, and it was all fine and everything like that. But yeah, we were really just out there. It was a candid interview. We did it right off the cuff. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. But voice, you saw that video, man, of that spear from Sam, and how I was kind of like, come on, go get him, man. And that was like one of the first things I've done wrestling wise in like a few months. And one of the first, obviously, the first thing I did with Sam in like a year. How was you feeling, man, when I put that in there and you saw we was back together again, bro?
It brought back moments when I first seen you, and
Yeah,
set and all that, and discovering Sam Knight. I heard about him in many locker rooms that I was in at that time, and once I finally got to see him, it was awesome. It was everything that everybody said about him. I got to witness him at HCW one time that they brought him in,
yeah,
a couple times after I'd done shows, and to see it come back to moment in which I first seen you is, I don't it's one of those things that it hits you differently because you're so close to these guys,
yeah,
that you know that that might be one of the last times, but it was one of the best times to see, and to see your energy and everything be about Sam in that moment. Like I said, man, there is not enough good things you can say about Sam Knight. Like, get a backup semis because there's compliments coming out the ass on
yeah.
this one for that man. I just love everything Sam Knight stands for, who he is as a human, who he is outside of the ring. Follow him, be a part of him, because Sam Knight is something everybody needs in their playlist, in their Rolodex, whatever you can get Sam Knight in, get him in there.
Yeah, guys, not only just that, but the guy's just so ridiculously smart about the business. Like, I can't I cannot stress that enough. Like you said, man, everything that you said, amazing human being, 20-year veteran in the ring, well respected in any locker room he goes into. But I just want to highlight that really, really quickly. Like, the most important thing is that he's an amazing human being, but the encyclopedic knowledge and understanding of wrestling from him, and the way he looks at it, the way he sees it, and then him being a 20-year vet, still getting in the gym, still, bumping, still studying film 20 years in. Brother, you know just as well as I do that we both know people that are 3 or 4 years in the game. They stop training, they
Mm-hmm.
stop going to the gym, they stop studying film, they stop doing all that important key things that you need to do to maintain and elevate your career. Sam Knight, 20 years in, about to call it quits, still doing it, bro.
Still, I still see morning workout videos, night videos. It doesn't matter if Sam Knight's got to work out. Sam Knight's going to work out, and it's usually inspirational what he says to you. The dude just starts every morning off with that he loves us. Like, can, imagine that. Just somebody just not even worrying about anything besides the fact that he appreciates all of us for appreciating him and just being us, man. That you can't buy that. You cannot buy that type of friendship. It's just, it's so natural with the dude. Like, I miss a Sam Knight hug. That first one I ever got
Oh
from
man.
that dude, it feels like a big brother just loving the hell out of you for being you.
Yep, that's Sam, bro.
Yeah.
That's straight up Sam. I mean, it was just so good to see him last night. And Elijah Wan can attest to this. When I saw him, I jumped in the man's arms. He caught me. I gave him a huge hug, man. I love that dude, man. And it was a great night there in New Era Wrestling in Shelbyville, Indiana. I got a chance to not only manage Sam, but I got a chance to do backstage correspondence. Interviewed some great talent, man. Like you were saying, Elijah Wan, there was a lot of talent back there that was great. I mean, names like Anthony Toatelli, names like Ashton Adonis, names like the original Sins, Tyler Lydon, Mean Dick Michaels, just so much great talent. You got a chance to be a part of that and see, the process being done. You see it all the time in Emerge, but you saw it at a different place here at New Era. How was New Era for you last night, man?
It was something different, like I'm always used to Emerge, like all the environment of like everybody that I usually see, like Lord Crew, Marty Bell, people like that. But there were some people that I saw from Emerge, and there were some new people that I saw, and I think it just made for just a great experience to get to know more wrestlers, to get more to know more people behind the scenes and stuff like that. And I think it was just a fun night overall.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that if you guys out there in the household can get out. If you guys are in that Shelbyville, Indiana area, so if you're around like Indianapolis or Columbus, Indiana, or somewhere like that, get out to one of those New Era shows. They do a really great job. Shout out to Damian Michael Cole. He does a great job. He wrestled Sam night last night in that match. Check out my social media. You could see it on my story on IG or on my Facebook of Sam Knight just spearing the absolute hell out of Damian Michael Cole. I mean, you had me egging him on, which has always been me and Sam's thing, is that I'm the little devil on his shoulder, that brings out that other side of him. And he will tell you that Sam is, and I'll tell you now, Sam's an incredible wrestler, but man, damn, when me and him get together, it's something different, man, because this is not me just saying this to put myself over. I'm telling you what he will tell you, that I pull something different out of him, a different edge, a different grit. And I love that, man. I love that I can be his Heyman, man.
Yeah.
That's always the best feeling for me when I watch those videos. And I know I can, I'll never reach the elevation of a Paul Heyman, but damn it, man, for a night, for a moment, I feel like I'm Paul Heyman. And last night I felt like that, being a manager and helping out backstage, helping make the production go well. And that's such a key part, man. And you know how I am about Heyman voice. So I get a chance to have those moments. They are great, bro.
Oh, I can only imagine. Olajuwon, your daddy had nipples that could cut glass at that moment. He was excited.
Yes.
He was in his bag. And you know what? Honestly, if I could say for that exactly what you're talking about, the Heyman moments. Anybody out there, go back and watch to Destination 6 with Sam Knight as the champion and Howse coming out there and propping him up. Destination 6 was some of your guys' best work
Thank you.
together that I've ever seen. It was like they gave you guys the keys to the playground and you guys
Yes.
ran with it, and every kid got to play on everything, and it was just some magical work. I mean, if we could give awards for indies, that would definitely, that whole storyline out of Destination 6 would get one of the top storylines of the year.
Thank you. Thank you, man,
Man, it
from the
was
bottom of my heart.
magnificent.
Thank you. It was, yeah, man. I'm getting emotional over here because I'm thinking, only 11 dates left for Sam, and man, it's just crazy to think that everything that me and him did back in 2021 and 2022, and then like you said, Destination Six, where we wreaked havoc on that promotion, and the story that we told there, man. What a good time, man. So I was glad we was able to get together last night. Please, guys, stick around with us and check out the interview at the end of the episode. It was really good. It was very candid, and like he always is, Sam was very honest and real and open about everything that he's dealing with in this farewell tour. Not like in a bad way, but in an emotional way, in a spiritual way, in a realizing that the end is near way. And I just respect the hell out of the man, because the real raw openness. Like, and you guys, once again, if you guys follow me on social media, if you don't, it's whatever. But for me, calling somebody a real one is one of the highest of compliments, highest of honors. So, to me, it might be different for somebody else, but for me, if you are real, honest, raw, and open, that's one of the highest compliments that I give you. So I have no problem saying that Sam Knight is in fact a real one, and I think you guys are gonna most definitely enjoy this interview at the end of the episode. But we got to get to you guys out there in the household, you mainstream household members that love it when myself, Voice, and anybody in the crew talk about WWE or AEW and whatnot. We got to talk about SmackDown. Our guy on SmackDown that covers all things SmackDown. Our guy Grun, he's under the weather. I don't know what happened. If it was too many Philly girls that he was dealing with, but he's under the weather right now, man. So I am going to cover things that went down on SmackDown. And then once I do that, of course, I got to get the opinions of my guys here, The Voice and Olajuwon, the Big Walk
Ooh,
here. We're
yeah.
going to talk all, oh, yes, oh, yeah. And we're going to talk all things SmackDown. This SmackDown was an interesting one. It started with like a multi-car pileup that involved the MFTs, which is of course Solo Sokoa and JC Mateo and Tala Tonga and Tongaloa and whoever else, all those doggone tall Samoans and big beefy Samoans, man. But oh, we got Grunt in the chat here. Hold on, let me bring it up. He said it's the combination of the Philly girls and busting my butt at work trying to get new opportunities. Hell yeah, man. But you need to calm down on those Philly girls, Grunt. Calm down. But no, get your rest, man. We
Well,
appreciate
it's
you.
just factually inaccurate on so many different levels. I don't understand why you wrote it like that.
You
Yeah,
think it's just the Philly girls? It's just the Philly girls, isn't it?
I think it is. I think so.
All right, so back to SmackDown. Like I said, we had all that going down. This segment was weird to me. I'll talk more about it when we kind of break things down and get to that point. But we saw the continuation of the "We're Not Friends" group between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, as Charlotte Flair had a one-on-one match with Raquel Rodriguez. Andrade and Ray Phoenix become number one contenders in a great match there with DIY. A lot of things went down as far as SmackDown. None more big than the Cody Rhodes and John Cena brawl during the contract signing and how it went down. Like I said, I'm just breaking down the key points here. We're going to break it down right about now because I want to give it to a lot one here. What was some of your biggest memorable moments or the biggest memorable moment from this Friday's SmackDown?
Um, I think a memorable moment was kind of just seeing that different side of Cody, like seeing that different side where he kind of like took assertiveness, he hit him with the title, he made him sign the whole thing. Like I was like, oh, okay, Cody. Then he did the whole splash through the table. I was like, are we gonna get a double turn at SummerSlam or something like that? And we're also getting a street fight at SummerSlam. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
I did not
ooh,
expect that.
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it was most definitely interesting to see him fly off the ropes like that, the way that he did. Because I think you were watching it and you were like, "When was the last time you seen Cody really like get on the top rope?" Like I know he does his springboard stuff, like and he does his springboard stuff really well, but you don't really see him like get on the top rope like that. So yeah, I would see why that would be a memorable moment. But voice, you checked it out, SmackDown. What were your thoughts on it, man?
SmackDown overall, it was a good one. This specific moment, um, I loved it. I honestly, I'm with Olajuwon. I think there's going to be a double turn, um,
Ooh,
at SummerSlam. I think, even though I've been advocating that Cena should go out as heel because I'm absolutely in love with heel Cena, think it's
yeah.
fantastic. I could see how this is, and I'm going to use an old person term, Olajuwon, best for business, putting him at, letting him go out as face. Um, Interesting though, this weekend, Olajuwon, I know you're a young person, you're out there on the clickety clacks, the interwebs. Did you happen to see Cody wearing the Rock's glasses that he wore, the sunglasses? And there's also a bracelet that has some symbolism that
Yeah.
Cody has been seen wearing when he was leaving and out this weekend. So, what does that mean? Does that mean we get Cody joining forces with The Rock and becoming corporate Cody? Is that what we're getting? Because that could be interesting and that could be a lot of fun. Uh, we had a lot of fun when Seth went corporate, when he
Yeah.
broke away from one of the biggest groups ever thought of, ever constructed. And now there's a chance that America's baby boy Cody, the old plumber, he was an old plumber. You know, his daddy was a plumber there, Elijah Wong. He was, and he became one of the best wrestlers ever to do it. Not because he was the most athletic in the ring, but because he was the most charismatic.
Mm,
I'm excited for this. Overall, SmackDown though, for what they've been putting on, what has been going on, I enjoyed this SmackDown. It wasn't in my face. The fact
yeah.
that we got Andrade and Ray Phoenix together,
Mhm,
like I've been saying since
mhm.
we found out, now all we need to do is into that mix, and we got a fucking faction that is just going to be fantastic. But I'm excited to see where SmackDown is next week, what we get, and possibly who knows what happens on the next SmackDown. Could we get another person popping up? There's talks of a lot of people possibly coming to WWE.
Ooh, yeah, there is. There is a lot of talks. We talked about that on another episode. That was, I think, that might have been last week that we talked about that as far as some of the big signings. And Grun is in the chat. He's saying this has turned up the interest in SummerSlam, and I agree with you, Grun. I most definitely do.
Oh
For
yeah,
me. For me, SmackDown, and once again, I'm going to get back to the whole like car wreck thing and what happened with Solo, which I think Solo is just brilliant. He's doing some of the like hands down some of the best work of his career while
100%.
simultaneously being the United States champion. That guy has figured it out. For somebody that we've went back and forth about a lot, he's figured it out. And I'm definitely going to talk about that. But I want to go back to something that I've been really studying a lot as it's been created and as we put this together, and damn it, that's Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I mean, what's happening here, it's, I can't ignore it. Like, the narrative for me is changing on Charlotte Flair active, like while we speak it is changing. And I think that this I'm standing on business here. I think this is a woman that has been humbled. I think this is a woman who has had to check her ego. And I think that this is a woman who now understands what she has to do to organically get over with the crowd. Why do I say that? Because it's happening. It's happening in front of our very eyes. And also, another thing, I'm glad Alexa Bliss and Flair didn't win the tag titles at Evolution. I'm glad, because now we have more time to let this story between these two marinate, to let this relationship find that chemistry. And damn it, I'm not just going to say how amazing Charlotte Flair is by just really doing what she does in the ring. I'm going to talk about the ability that Alexa Bliss has to bring something out of other talent. She really is just somebody, just a sounding board, somebody that you can bounce off of, and she's going to bring something different out of you. She just does. Alexa Bliss is really proving why she really is one of the most top talents in the WWE. Well, I think I said when we were watching SmackDown, I said she kind of is in a way beginning to remind me of like a female Miz, because one of the Miz's strengths is that you can put anybody with the Miz, and Miz is somebody perfect you could bounce off of, and he's going to elevate you just by bringing a different side out of you through promos. I think Alexa Bliss is doing that with Charlotte Flair. I think she's done that with the likes of Nikki Cross. I think that she has a history of showing that if you give her somebody, she can bring something out of them. I stand firm in what I say when I say that these two, once they get through the issues and and we're going to see it on screen, we're going to see them fighting and arguing and fussing with each other, but once they get it figured out, I do think that the ceiling of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair could possibly be rated, the female rated RKO. Edge and Randy Orton from back in the day, two already established world champions. I know I've said this on the show before, two established world champions, one of them a very established tag team wrestler. They come together and they just make magic. Now, Rated RKO didn't get the time, that they probably could have had and become more memorable, but from the time they were together, they were dangerous. And I just like the idea of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss finally getting on the same page and just running roughshod through the women's division.
I agree. I mean, they're putting in the work. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Um, I would like to see, though, when this turn eventually happens, that it's Alexa Bliss and not Charlotte that turns, because I
Yeah.
think you're going to get more natural sympathy for Charlotte if that
Yes.
happens in that way.
Yes.
You're just going to turn her into a bully if she does the turning. Um, I
She's
would
got to
like
stay. She's got to stay face for a while now that they finally figured out how to get her to face.
exactly, and that's like Howse from all the old wrestling we've watched. that's the Flair bag. That's where we need to be with Flair when the entire fans are behind him. That's when well, that's when he could buy the jets and the Rolexes and everything when he was hated. Not too many people were purchasing Ric Flair shit.
Right.
And now he just sits in bars and shits himself and doesn't tip. So, so there the world comes full circle in Ric Flair's world. But I will give credit where credit is due in these two women, although I have critiqued them in the past highly.
Same here.
Um, I I see what they're doing. I understand what they're doing, and it deserves an applause for what they're doing because they are hitting on all cylinders. Every little bit of things that we've critiqued throughout anybody's career, these two have seen it, and they are going above and beyond with the little things, the backstage stuff, the pom pom stuff, Charlotte
Yeah.
throwing it in the air, and Alexa looking at her, the camera catching that. And then the walking backstage where she's like, like, what the fuck? It was a pom pom. And Alexa Bliss, that meant something to her.
Yeah.
So, we're getting an age old story told here, and they found their puzzle piece. They know where they fit in the overall picture, and they're doing it. It's what they're supposed to do.
I like what you said when you said they're telling an age old story, because to me mentally it's like this is an easy to digest story that works. You don't got to overcomplicate
Yep.
it. You're telling the story of Charlotte's ego being humbled, and she's like, okay, maybe I do need friends. Maybe I do need to accept help. Maybe I need to stop coasting off my name. Maybe I need to. And I still feel like we're going to see a more feminine version of Charlotte. See her be a little bit more vulnerable. Her be a little bit. We need to see that because, like, we've seen her is just be the line jumping, super powerful in ring performer, and like I'll be the first to tell you, like. I mean voice, but I can only speak for myself because I take responsibility for the things that I say. I critiqued the ever loving hell out of her. I was not happy with her work. I was not happy with the direction of her character. I thought that she froze up when she turned after she won the Royal Rumble. I was like, how much more do we have left in the tank for Charlotte? That was exactly where I was at about 2 months ago. Now, after Evolution, after I saw that insane barrage of offense that she delivered when she finally got the hot tag, and she went for about 4 or 5 minutes just straight wrecking everybody without stopping. And I was like, my God, the woman's like, I know I've been critiquing her, but she's got a motor on her because she was just going and going and going and going. And Elijah Wan was there. I was like, my God, when's somebody gonna cut her off? Like, when is somebody going to cut her off? Because she just keeps going. But I've been so enamored with what she's been doing since they started this tag team, and I have high hopes for it. I really do. But I gotta ask you, Olajuwon, where are you at currently with this budding tag team of Flair and Bliss?
Honestly, I think it's very interesting because I mean I've been saying it since like I think it was around the Royal Rumble. I was like, Charlotte Flair, they need to find a way to get Charlotte Flair face. That's gonna be the best way where people get behind her and she starts getting interesting again. And then they finally found a way to get Alexa Bliss to kind of do this whole, oh, well, we're just allies type of thing. And now it's
Right.
kind of starting to work. So I think it's brought a level of interest to Charlotte Flair that I don't think the fans have ever been able to connect to like before.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. It is a way for them to connect. I definitely feel it because like and here's the thing. She's been telling us what she wants to do. She hasn't been quiet about it. If you see headlines about her interviews or like, and I'm not talking about like backstage interviews. I'm talking about like candid podcast or her as Ashley, her as her, and talking about the Charlotte character. She's been saying that she's been wanting to do this, that she's been wanting to humanize herself, that she wants to show more Ashley. I like what Grun said, I believe last week when he said maybe she should change to Ashley. Maybe she should be Ashley. I don't know if they do that because Charlotte's such an established name, but I
Yeah.
like the idea. I like the idea because like I love Charlotte, the in ring performer. I think we're all like in a spot where we're like, all right, listen, we know she, we know who she is as an in ring performer, but every time we see her, it's just jumping ahead of the line. She's in the title match for the world title, and yeah, the match is going to deliver, but the story falls short. I think finally, after all this time, and it is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. Like, and we've said it on the show before a million times because we have a lot of people, a lot of creators on this channel that are very storyline driven. And do we love 5-star, amazing, incredible feats of athleticism and cardio like you've never seen before, and flips and mat work and submissions and striking? We love all of that, ladies and gentlemen. But here's the thing: if the story falls flat, you're never going to get 5 stars out of me. You're never, I promise you, there is not a match on this planet where the story fell short and they had an amazing match that I would give a 5 star to. I just won't. That's just me. You can say what you want, but that's just me because I believe that the story matters. And I think that finally, that is what we're getting from Charlotte Flair, is that she's having to face some adversity. She's having to have that come to Jesus moment that I have to be more than my name. I have to be more than my last name. And now we're seeing it. Now I do believe that somebody who I said this came out of my mouth 2 months ago, that I thought Charlotte Flair was washed. Now I feel like we have an opportunity to see some of the best Charlotte Flair work because she's finally checked her ego. She's finally come off that pedestal. She's finally understood that you can only go so far with your name. Yes, you can use your name to get to a certain point, but the rest of the work is on you. And I think in my mind, I don't know this for sure. I'm not in those locker rooms. I'm not backstage at WWE, but everything that I'm seeing, I feel like she finally is starting to understand that.
No, I agree with you. I mean, like you said, I mean, 2 months ago we were ready to put her on the dark shows, and we were like, hey, you know,
Yep.
Run, bitch! Run!
away from
maybe it's time for a Legends contract. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. And it's sad to say, but that's where we were.
Yep.
But honestly, it's great to see though that she heard the critique. She knew what her game plan was, and they put her in a place where she was able to execute this at the highest rate. I mean, we 2 months after what we were saying, we're praising her and saying this is where you need to be. And Olajuwon called it before she even turned it, and he's correct. This is where she needs to be. But when you come into a ring, and I know everyone on this panel can agree with me, when you come into the spotlight and you tell everybody, this is how I'm going to do it, this is what I'm going to do, and we don't buy it,
Mm.
you're not going to ever get out of that light. You're going to and it's a big hole that you've dug for yourself. And I'm looking at you, Angel Reese. And soon, once all of it connects, you will pull yourself out of it, and people will be looking at you in the proper light. Charlotte is doing that. I have no doubt in my mind she's going to be back on the top of the women's division in the next few months.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about the character work that is happening right now and the in-ring ability, I I can't disagree with you. I think she'll be right where she needs to be just in about a few months' time if she stays on this trajectory and telling this story. Then when she gets back into that title opportunity, we believe you.
Yeah,
We
now
believe you.
we understand.
Like you didn't just jump in front of the line. You earned your keep. Like, all right, come on, let's go, Charlotte. Let's do it. I want to see it. That's
Yes.
what you have to do.
And that's
That's
when you
what you
get
have to do.
the "you deserved it" chance. You get
That's
that,
right. You
and
don't
that
you don't get to tell us that we have to tell you that you deserve it. You
exactly.
don't get to tell us that. We tell y'all, us the fans, tell you guys the talent when you deserve it. Okay? So like that's just how it goes. You don't get to tell us when unless you're a
What?
heel, unless you're a heel, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like if you're telling me to tell us to tell you that you deserve it as a heel, then of course we're gonna just shit kick you. I mean, we're
Yeah,
getting that's and that's what you want. That's
yeah,
what you want. But if you're trying to organically, for real, honestly tell us that we need to tell you that you deserve it, that's not gonna slide. I
yeah.
promise you it's not gonna slide. Um, but let's transition real quick because let's talk about we went from one talent that we have been super critical on for the last 3 or 4 months. Let's talk about a talent that we've been critical about for the last like 1 to 2 years, and
Yep.
that's Solo Sokoa. Solo, my God, I will say this: I was not absolutely in love with the whole car pileup segment. I thought it was a little confusing and disjointed in some ways. I just didn't get it. What we're leading to now is Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sokoa in a steel cage match at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I really do. But let me stay with Solo real quick because Solo is really doing some amazing character work, and I mean it. Like I just mean it. This is a guy who, when he was the enforcer of the Bloodline, he had to stay stoic. He couldn't like even when Sami Zayn was doing his funny segments. Solo had to do whatever he could to not break because his character was to stand there and look like a menacing badass. Which in that time he did it, and it was fine. But
Except
when it
the
was time
Waffle House one.
Oh yeah, yeah. He lost it there.
He
He
broke.
lost
He
it there.
broke. They all
He can
broke.
only you can listen. Sammy was on such a different level at that point is that you had to be like a man of steel not to break. Like
Yeah.
like you had to be he was because Sammy was on such a different level. I love that version of Sami Zayn. But Solo Sokoa has really found himself with this comedic role, with this leader of men that he's established himself to be. I want to get your guys' thoughts starting with Elijah on where are you at with Solo Sokoa and what are some of your thoughts on this upcoming steel cage match between him and Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam?
It's very interesting because, I just thought it was just going to be a normal match, but it seems like the thing that they're trying to do at SummerSlam is, okay, well, we only have 3 weeks to build it up. Okay, here's a stipulation. Like, they're doing it with the Cena thing, but I think for this, it works because I think, well, first, I was kind of confused with the whole car pile up thing. I thought there was going to be a payoff to that. Like, honestly, I thought. I thought that Tomatonga was going to return or something
I
like
thought, yeah,
that.
I know you
But
said that, yeah.
yeah. But they just did kind of a confusing segment. But still, I think it works for these two to be in a cage because of the story they've driven over the past like year, however long that Jacob Fatu's been in the bloodline. And I think this is going to be a phenomenal match. They had a pretty good match at Night of Champions, and I'm not sure if the move is just to put the title back on Jacob Fatu or to keep it on Solo, have him have a better run. But I'm interested to see on how they have each of them win because I know with steel cage matches it's weird because they could just escape or they could just pin them like so I'm also interested to see how they actually win the match too.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's going to be a very interesting match. Voice, you're somebody else that, like myself, we've had many conversations about Solo Sokoa, like former In Your House guest Solo Sokoa. The mentions that he's had on this podcast is ridiculous. Is because like we're like what's his ceiling? What is the ceiling of Solo Sokoa? It keeps changing. We don't know, but now what we do know is that he's going to be defending the United States Championship in a steel cage against Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, he was once again, like I said, the segment was confusing because they had a car pile up. Then they said that Solo, or I'm sorry, Jacob was a person of interest in
Yeah.
this, and then I'm like, why? Like, what? Why was he a person of interest? And then they came back and said, oh well, I guess you weren't a person of interest. And then you had the corny security guard was like, well, I guess you weren't the guy. You can go on about your business. And I'm like, dude, come on, you can't act any better than that. That was just like, and then like then why did Solo get arrested? Did he get arrested for a false report? Why did he I don't understand why he got arrested. But once again, I want to know your thoughts, voice, on the segment, on Solo, and this match.
Well, first, again, I got to give credit where credit is due because fans, we're going to pull back the curtain a little bit. Solo has been a discussion in our chats that actually started a legit argument inside in your house backstage. P was correct all along. You got to give Paragon credit where credit is due. He was correct with Solo from the word Solo Sokoa, because he called this and said that watch, you guys just watch. He's going to turn into exactly what you're talking about. You just got to give him time to cook. And he did. He's turned into what we were wanting him to be. Solo's hitting on so many cylinders right now. It's ridiculous that there's so much talent that just keeps coming off this tree of just big Samoans. I mean, the fact that this tree even exists holding this many Samoans is amazing. And the fact that Solo has again heard what other people are saying. I love Solo on panels. When he's doing an interview before a show, after a show, Wild Solo is one of my favorite things because he just says shit that a little brother would say.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I love where he's going. Now, we're getting into him versus Jacob, and we've been huge on Jacob here. Jacob has, when he stepped on the scene, we all got it. We all understood here at IYH what Jacob's there to do. And there's nothing negative I can say about Jacob. His interaction with the cops played into his background, which gave more people looking him up, understanding that maybe you can make some bad choices in your past, but look where you can be right now, where you're basically calling the police a bunch of punks and you fucking hate them. You can say that on national TV while being Jacob Fatu and you don't get hit. So great for him. I love the actual human story behind Jacob and who he is. But they're going into a steel cage match. Now, Olajuwon, this is an old man match. I know this will probably be kind of dorky to you, but these two in this match can give us those old matches with like Harley Race inside a steel cage, Ric Flair bleeding everywhere. Like Ric Flair used to bleed like a pig, and
Yeah,
it
he did.
was
That's no
insane.
lie.
And people loved it because there was a sense of you wanted to make Flair bleed. And I think right in where they're going inside a steel cage with the amount of projected hatred towards each other. One has stolen everything that somebody has worked so hard to get because the same goal was for the other guy, but he just couldn't get it. Jacob came on the scene and stole all the spotlight to everybody in that family. And I love how they're playing on this. I'm just a dumb fish out in the ocean getting hooked on everything they're throwing out with these two.
Man, I gotta say this because I was thinking about it as you were talking. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm ready to call Solo one of the pillars of WWE's mid card.
You wouldn't be that far off with it.
I
I mean,
mean, he closed the show as United States champion like last week, not this past Friday, but last week,
mhm.
and what they're doing. I mean, they started out the show with once again didn't love the segment, but they tried and they started off the show with the car pile up, and the reasoning behind that was so disjointed, but they tried. They're trying to make the mid card something special. And center things around Solo and that United States Championship. I do think that at some point we got to get to a point where Solo and Jacob need to do something else away from each other, like because it's like Olajuwon said, if they just like flip flop the title, then it's like, all right, then we're going between Jacob and Solo, and I think that I think there does need to come a point where Jacob needs to go on to bigger and better things. But with John Cena really like he is the main event right now. Like and he should be, at least until he's done. He should be the main event, everything that he's doing. So for me to say that between him, Cody, or whatever third wheel it is, whether it be Seth Rollins, maybe that could happen. Those are really your only three choices for the WWE Championship right now, because nobody else is going to be believable enough at this point, because like it's just at a point where it's so top heavy with Cena, with Cody, and then who else? You know what I'm saying? They tried CM Punk. I just, like I said, the CM Punk going to Saudi Arabia thing just fell super flat for me. It is what it is. But like, here's the thing. And we got our guy Sam in the chat. He came and joined us. If you check out earlier in the show, bro, we really gushed about you, bro. And we're playing the interview. Right after this episode that we did at New Era Wrestling. But he says, let's talk about last year and how Solo was having bangers with Cody. Dog has always been a star. And you're right. We see it now. We see it now. It was just the build, man. It was how they were trying. Because I think you can agree, Sam, that Solo was being put in main event like roles for a while there as the leader of the bloodline, and they never pulled the trigger on him by putting the title on him or letting him get like a super big win as the leader of the bloodline. Yes, I know he's had victories, like he pretty much destroyed John Cena as the enforcer of the bloodline, but that was then. That was a different Solo. We're talking about the Solo from now. And like I think like I think that conversations about Solo are going to continue. I don't think that's going to stop. But I think that the reason why is because we're going to start to really start gushing about his work even more now, after he's been such a critical um, topic of conversation for the last couple years within IYH circles. So yeah, I think that match is going to be good. I think it's going to be fun. A fun steel cage match. I'm looking forward to it. SummerSlam weekend is going to be a big one. We got a lot of matches set, including Cody versus John Cena, and that's going to be a street fight. We're going to talk about that. We also have new number one contenders for the tag team championships, Rey Fenix and Andrade. We're going to talk about that. AJ Styles is going to be at TNA Slammiversary. That's going to be interesting. We're going to talk all about that on the other side of the break. Guys, check out everything we're doing. We're about to tell you what the Pope is up to. And then we got some merch. We got some merch that you guys can check out. So you guys can check out where to get that at if you want to be a part of the household and rep it with the shirt, with the hat, with the hoodie. We're about to tell you that in about a second. Then when we come back, we'll get back to SmackDown. We'll talk to you in about 2 minutes.
Hello, everyone. It's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. You guys heard the commercial. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH lives. So go check out a shirt, a hat, a hoodie, all the merch. We are exclusively at Buster Tees. We have all the great merch, whether it be Divinely Designed Danny O'Neill, our man the hype, our man the voice, Josh Joseph, or maybe you just want to show you're a part of the household with an IYH shirt or a hat. We got it all there for you with some great merch. But man, we still have things to talk about on SmackDown. Wrestling keeps on going, and I absolutely love it because we've got a big main event for SummerSlam that is set now, and that's a street fight. But before we get there, I want to talk about something that I want to really give this to voice real quick because Ray Phoenix and Andrade, they are now the number one contenders for the Wyatt Sixes Tag Team Championship. And the reason that I wanted to give this to you exclusively, voice, is for two reasons. One, you have been calling for Andrade and Ray Phoenix to come together and start something big here. And now, not only are they coming together, they're actually doing something relevant by getting an opportunity for the tag team championships. So it's a group that you have not only formulated in your mind and has come to, and now they're getting opportunities. They're going up against the second reason why I wanted to give this to you, and that is a group that you used to love, but now you have absolute disdain for in the Wyatt Six. This match, man, between something that you've enjoyed to see in its culmination and to something that you've hated to see what it's become. Where are you at with this, coming collision between these two teams?
I think this is going to be a good match. I don't think they're going to give Andrade and Ray Phoenix the titles. It would seem kind of, why would you make the Wyatt Six just transitional
Yeah.
champions? That makes no sense, especially when they have been forcing them down our throats uh, for so long now. I mean, ever since Bo got back, it's been not a tribute group, but then not even taken away from anything that makes it why we call it a tribute group. You still continue on those roads. But like Grun tells me all the time, I just need to get over it because that's where they're going with it. And he's right. He's 100% right on that. I love what Andrade and Ray Phoenix do in a ring. I love the luchador style that they bring. The new,
Mhm.
I would call it actually new age lucha, because these guys, Ray Phoenix is so innovative as of
Yeah, he is.
now, and then you have Andrade who brings the old classic style of wrestling as a whole. I mean, Andrade is so crisp and clean in a ring. These two do have a couple little flaws, but that's nothing that time won't fix with each other. The more they get more with each other, have more time, and do things, it's going to seem a little more fluid with them. Um, Outside of that, I I could see these guys getting the titles maybe after there's a possibility of Penta joining up with them.
Yeah.
There's an idea of draft coming up. Are when are they officially going to do the draft if they do it for this year?
At this point, it would have to be after SummerSlam
Yeah.
because I thought they were going to do one after WrestleMania and they didn't. So now it seems like the prime opportunity to do it, if you're going to do a draft, would be after SummerSlam because SummerSlam is like that other. It's like that other reset,
Hmm.
like how WrestleMania we do that reset. After WrestleMania, we do a reset. We see new factions, new people getting pushed, and stuff like that. SummerSlam is another opportunity for that. But what I want to bring to the table is this. I like what Grunt is saying because I kind of agree. Andrade and Phoenix getting a title shot seems too early. I don't know if I mean, I guess DIY would have been cool. I just, what are we doing with the Wyatts here, man? Because like, if if Phoenix and Andrade win the titles, which I don't think that they will, but let's just say for a second they do. I mean, you pretty much admitted you gave up on the Wyatt's experience, right? Like, Why
At
would
least
they?
in tag.
Why would at least in tag, right? Because like, why would you do that? I mean, I just don't know. But like, where you were talking about like bringing Penta into the group, something that came to my mind, and I was like, man, this would be really great if they did do the draft and Penta did come over. If they really don't have, anything else to do with Penta, if they're not going to keep him in the main event on Monday Night Raw, which is what they're doing with him right now. What if you have Andrade, Ray Phoenix, and Penta in a faction together, and they win the tag titles, and they defend them with like New Day rules, Freebird rules,
Hmm. Ye- I'm surprised they haven't gone that route already.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at that group for the tag, my tag team in that group, I'm picking uh, Loomis and Redbeard. Those are who I
The two behemoths.
yeah, that's who I would have because you're trying to set a monster esque storyline with these guys. Why not put in your two biggest monsters?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Joe Gacy can go. I would love to see Joe Gacy in the mid card. Him going up against Solo would be amazing. Him going up against Jacob would be a great match.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
you
Yeah,
know
this is something I didn't even know I wanted.
that yeah, exactly. And would have Nikki Cross out there in a fucking ring.
Yeah.
Why do you not have Nikki Cross in a ring? What are
Why
we
is she not
waiting for?
wrestling?
Is she waiting for Annabelle to come out and tell her boogity boogity boo, get in the ring? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I
Even
just
Bo.
I don't know.
Why do you not have Bo Dallas in the ring? We just look at him. Oh, there's his rocking chair. You want to talk about old man? There's your old man, Olajuwon. He's in a goddamn rocking chair, and he needs a lantern to come out there and see till they turn on the lights because his old eyes don't work so good down in the bayou.
Oh man, I just wanted to bring this up real quick because we got our guy Nightwing. He says, "What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a good weekend. We are, man. Nightwing was just a part of our ECW watch along." Part two of 1999, November to Remember. That was such a fun episode,
It
and
was.
I'll let you know. Just being transparent, Nightwing. Me and Voice talked you up really, like, real big time after that. You had a really great conversation, and we appreciate you. For somebody who told us and when we went off the air, that was the first time that you'd ever been on a podcast. I couldn't tell, bro, because you
No.
were very awesome and we appreciated what you brought to the podcast. And yeah, we'll definitely have you on again. But man, they're doing weird stuff with the tag team division for really no reason. I mean like really no reason. It's just so weird to me because it's like you have this tag team division and Voice, you know how hypersensitive I've been about this tag team division over on SmackDown. It's like you got one of the best tag team divisions I've seen in years. In
Mm-hmm.
years, man. So like what's the point of bringing the Wyatts in here? Can't they just go hunt somebody or do something? Go be scary somewhere. Let the best tag teams in the entire planet go up against each other for those titles. I don't get it. Like another thing, like this is just a side complaint for me. Why is Breaker and Reed not going for the tag titles over on Raw? I don't understand. Like they could easily get them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Why wouldn't you just take them? Like,
just because
come
you
on.
can.
Just
Just because
take
you
'em.
can.
Exactly. You're trying to build up an ultimate group. Throw
Yeah.
some gold in there. I know Seth got injured and
Yeah.
we're we're
Pivoting.
working through that. Okay. I still think that's a giant work and we can all fall for it because it's fun. But outside of that, get gold in this group already.
Right. Right. Like, come on. This tag team division is so wide open that Bronson Reed could just Bronson and Braun Breaker could just literally just be like in the gym, bro. They could be at
Yeah.
fucking Planet Fitness or something, just working out. And then, maybe Reed comes up and takes his headphones off and be like, hey Braun, yeah, what's up, man? What's up? You know what'd be a real cool idea? What's that? If we just took the tag titles, like,
Yeah.
who's gonna stop us? Like, you know what? You know what? Who? Who's gonna stop us? Let's go. Like, let's go talk to Pierce. Like, bro, just do it. You
Yeah.
can. So just go do it. Why not? Be dominant. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I just think. I mean, a lot. Is that something that you would like to see?
I mean, I think it would build more of like a big face tag team to like beat them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what Nightwing's saying, I mean, like, let's say, I mean, I think they could bring like the Motor City Machine Guns to Raw. I think that's a way that they could try to rebuild because like the Motor City Machine Guns are doing a whole lot on SmackDown right now. I mean, they're just kind of either taking pins or just kind of being kind of like a placeholder in the tag team division, and I think it's just like,
Still having great matches though
yeah, yeah, they're still having great matches, but I think they've ran their course.
on
But
SmackDown.
on SmackDown, that is, yes, yes.
Okay.
And I think if they're on Raw, they could have, imagine Motor City Machine Guns against Judgment Day. That would be a great match.
Oh
Yeah.
I could
yeah, I like
only, I could only imagine how good that would be. And if the goal isn't to have Judgment Day have this long, lengthy run, just have them drop it to like Braun and Bronson because Judgment Day has been kind of getting cheered and running face a little bit. I mean, obviously, they've been doing the heel actions, but I mean, they're still getting cheers. So I mean, you could have a big heel beat them. So I mean, why not?
Yeah, yeah. I like the idea of Breaker and I like the idea of Breaker and Bronson Reed just taking those titles and then like we talk about how how we ain't really feeling the Raw tag team division and the titles don't seem to mean anything. You put it on those two behemoths and then everybody has to try to struggle and do whatever they can to try to take the titles off them. That's how you do it. That's how you make the tag team titles feel important. You put it on two behemoths that are flanked by the best manager in the game right now and that are doing main event storyline things. And you see those titles in main event storylines all the time. That's
Yeah.
how you fix those titles and make them presentable. I'm calling for it now. If they do it, you heard it here first. I am petitioning and putting out there Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, new Raw Tag Team Champions. Make it happen. Make it happen. We got our guy OG Tony in the chat. He says, "Hey guys," and then he says he is late. What do you think of SummerSlam so far? I'll give my thoughts, and then I'll let because we got a little time to fill before we talk about the main event of SmackDown and then TNA Slammiversary. We were grazed a little bit over that. With the time that they have, Tony, I think they've been doing a solid job. They only got another week. They've already made a street fight. They've already gave us a cage match. They've already gave us a solid women's intercontinental championship that's set up. We're getting CM Punk versus Gunther. I think they understand this has to be a big build. I do think that there is a reality where this Seth Rollins injury is a big work. Maybe he did hurt something at Night of Champions. Maybe he did hurt something, but I wouldn't put it past him to be like, oh, he could be out 4 to 5 months, and it was just maybe like a stinger or something minor or something, and they're like, okay, now we're gonna do a thing where everybody's gonna think you're injured, and then you're gonna cash in at SummerSlam, and nobody's gonna see it coming because we think that you're injured. I think that they're really positioning the SummerSlam to be really good, even with not a lot of time. Elijah Wan, I will get your thoughts, then we'll throw it over to Voice as far as OG Tony's question about our thoughts on SummerSlam so far.
I think there's some certain stuff that warrants being announced. So like close to SummerSlam, like that AJ and Dom thing, that's definitely gonna happen. I mean, like
Yeah.
he's definitely gonna get cleared. That can be announced 2 weeks from SummerSlam because they've done the right building for it. They've had storylines where AJ's literally stalking Dom. I mean, literally, we're not even gonna. Well, I guess we're just gonna graze over that. I mean, this man's stalking Dom. He's an innocent kid just trying to just be the greatest Mysterio, be the greatest IC champion, and he's getting stalked. But and then like if you really want to do Karrion versus Sammy, that can happen because I mean they've built this for months. They had a match at Night of Champions, but it doesn't look like that's done. And there's no way. I'm actually not going to say no way because they're leaving Bailey off. They're How are you going to leave Sami Zayn off of WrestleMania and SummerSlam? I think it's too unrealistic to leave out Bailey, which that's crazy in itself, and then Sami Zayn, which has been one of your biggest faces in the WWE for the past couple of years, and I think that would be just nuts because I think he deserves it, and his feud with Karrion has warranted it, and also it's just I Karrion's been getting over. Like they've been saying, we want Cross and stuff like this. So I think it's just time to give Karrion a stage to have a good match. I mean, they had a good match at Night of Champions, but SummerSlam, that's where it has to be.
I like that. And if they do that, I think it would be amazing if they gave Karrion Cross a SummerSlam victory. It would be a great thing for him, and you can really build him from there. But Voice, what are your thoughts on where we're at so far with SummerSlam?
I like the build right now. We're getting there to where we need to they need to lock it in a little more because they're trying to fill two nights.
Yep. Yep.
Um Honestly, if I was them, I want Bailey on my SummerSlam. So I would just have her I would start out having her with a video, just her walking backstage and picking fights with women. And then they have a battle royal for something, for some type of championship opportunity.
Yeah.
That way you feature a lot of the women that were featured in Evolution, and then that's you building upon what you've already built.
Can I just add something real
Jump
quick?
in.
Um, how do you, is it too breakneck if they do Bailey versus Julia for the United States Championship at SummerSlam? Is that too soon because they haven't had any time to build it?
Yeah, because you're trying to build Julia. You're not trying to just throw Julia out there and be I don't know, Stephanie Valkyr. You have one move of doom that gets Booker T extremely excited, and now it has gotten our young Englishman very excited too. So, who knows what they're going to do in that aspect? But that I wouldn't do that because
Okay.
that
Okay.
that is a special match to me.
It is.
Julia versus Bailey
It would
is
bang,
something
right?
you can, yeah, exactly, and you can sell on that alone.
That's
It
fair.
could go it could co-main event a PLE.
That's
Depending
fair.
on the PLE you put it on, you could co-main event with that one. Just
One.
And
leave it off
they have
Saturday
history.
night. Go again.
They have history in NXT because when Bailey was doing that whole thing where she went back to NXT and she was
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think if they build it up better, that would be interesting. But I have another question. What if they do the WrestleMania thing again and Bailey replaces Lyra?
Oh, okay. Like almost like so Bailey got taken out and injured and had to be replaced at WrestleMania, and then kind of you invert and tell that same story in a way. Somebody who I don't know who took out Lyra Valkyria, and Bailey just happened to take her place. And I would even book that as Bailey would win, and then later we
Oh
find out
yeah.
Bailey is the one who took out Lyra Valkyria, which could lead to a big Bailey heel turn. But voice, jump in this, please.
No, I think that's where they're going with Bailey as a heel turn. And for Lyra, I mean, going off the percentages and documented data, it would be an airplane that usually takes out a bird. But you move forward, you try to figure those things out. And yeah, I think the Bailey heel turn is coming. Um, and I really hope they don't do it the route where they leave her off SummerSlam and then after SummerSlam she goes on a complaint tour of being left
Yeah.
off this, being left off that. I like where you guys are coming from this, and I think that's an interesting way to keep Bailey in there. The Karrion Cross, I love where you're coming from on that one, Olajuwon. I think that's exactly what they need. The fans have been demanding it, and I love how Carrion has started backing off, saying things. He's just letting the fans speak for him, in which that's what a superstar does. Because I've said it so many times on this network, on multiple different shows, we are the fans and we have the ability to change things if we are loud and smart about it. When we're just out there complaining to complain, we sound like big dumb children who are in the basement getting yelled at because, well, stepdaddy don't like us and he loves mama. Get over it. Things are going to be that you don't like, but if we just sit back and we watch it, I believe in Trips, and I think that he is guiding a great ship. We are being told amazing things, but he has to hear everything. And he has to hear that evolution was something that is demanded yearly now. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it yearly. You can take out Saturday Night Main Event. We tried the
We don't need that.
experiment. It sucks.
Yep.
Everybody went home from that party. Nobody likes it. You're there listening to karaoke on repeat by yourself. So stop doing it. Give them one evolution and let them have it yearly. I don't care what month you put it in, whatever you decide, but give them a month yearly.
I I agree. I agree. Saturday Night Main Event has not delivered, and me and Elijah, me and you, we talked about this before. You were like, when they started doing the Saturday Night Main Event, you was like, I don't really like this, and I was like, and me being a kid of Saturday Night Main Events and '90s WWE and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my Saturday Night Main Event, it's so awesome, it's amazing. Oh my god, oh Jesse the Body Ventura, oh they got the music, oh they got the old logo, oh look the referees are wearing the look, and then we became to the reality that this is a network television presentation, and the downside with that is that things are going to get cut short. The ads are going to be ridiculous. It was a mess. I mean, even Chris Van Vliet was talking about it. Chris
Yeah.
Van Vliet is not a man who complains a lot about his wrestling. When you listen to his podcast, he's very positive. He's very jovial. He looks at the even stuff he doesn't like. He doesn't just crap on it. He breaks it down. I
Yep.
enjoy listening to Chris Van Vliet talk about professional wrestling. His interviews are great, but I really just listen to his like Ask CVVs to hear his thoughts on things because I love hearing him talk about it. Even this man who does whatever he can to talk positive about wrestling had to say the ads were ridiculous. The
Yeah.
ads were crazy. I mean, we don't. I'm sorry. I get the idea. I'm where you were at last year with this Elijah, and I'm with you now, voice. I don't think we need Saturday Night Main Event anymore.
Well,
especially because it sets up like pointless matches.
exactly. So, Olajuwon, let me pitch you an idea for Saturday Night Main Event, new era. Let's say we bring in some NXT talent. We bring in some undercards of the main rosters. We bring in those guys and we highlight them. We don't tell stories, we just highlight matches. And we add ads in that. Are you more likely to sit and watch a revamped with the younger talent of Saturday Night Main Event over what you've seen?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, because especially because like, what is really happening in all the like revamped Saturday Night's main event we have? I mean, obvious, uh, obviously they crowned the inaugural Women's U.S. Champion, but like, other than that, I think the most they've done is bring Bronson Reed into Seth Rollins' faction
Yep.
because like,
Yeah,
it's
100%.
pointless.
Yeah,
Because especially like I'll like Evolution. I'm like, okay, even though it shouldn't really be on this weekend, I think it's still built to SummerSlam. But for
it
Saturday
did.
night's main event, it did nothing.
Yeah.
Every match was pretty much pointless. It didn't make sense to just take the title off of Jey Uso just to give it to Gunther to face Goldberg. If they were
Mm,
just gonna do that, have it happen around like around now ish, or just have Jey Uso go into SummerSlam. I think Jey Uso versus CM Punk done the same exact impact as Gunther versus CM Punk, except for it's just Gunther's heel, obviously, but like I
And
don't know. It's just
And might I add, I just want to add to what you're saying, and might I add to it, I think that CM Punk could pull better promos out of Jay Uso because we know that's been one thing about Jay Uso in a main eventer is that he's kind of like he's not great with the promo, but I think CM Punk could probably pull something out of him. And I'm
They
not a huge CM Punk guy these days.
Yeah, but
yeah.
they don't give Jey Uso any type of a launching board for his promos. They basically say, "Look, Jay, this is you. This is what the crowd accepts from you, and this is all we're going to allow you to be." And I don't like that for Jey Uso. I like Jay to be more free. Let him develop the character.
Yeah.
Why do we pigeonhole him into this one-dimensional thing that's a little different than when he was with his brother?
You know why? Because they just adding on to what you're saying, they pigeonholed him because they're like, oh my god, the kids love him. Oh my god, his shirt is selling. Oh my god, look how much money he's making. Let's try to water him down.
But rated R Jey Uso to me would be way better because
I agree.
he's got the sayings that we love. Yeah, exactly. You're doing it right there. This dude has catches, but he's listen up. He's adult entertainment. That's what you need to focus on with him. You want to get the kids and you want to love them. Randy Orton's doing a great job hugging children on his fucking way to the ring. Let him be that guy for the moment. Let
Never
him
thought
be.
I'd see the day.
Yeah, but it's accepted and it's
It
loved,
is.
and he's
Yeah.
loved just as much as he was a heel when we loved him then. So that's why I'm saying let him have these flowers, let him have that moment. But for them, they WWE is doing no advantages, no favors, no whatever you want to put behind it for Jey Uso.
Fair. That is
I
more
think
than fair.
they were doing a lot better with like the when he was in the bloodline. Like I mean, obviously that's an easier story to tell, but like then he got to actually like be him, and he was like always angry. Like I remember every week have watching him do the whole
Yeah, frustrated. He was pissed off. Like he was just
yeah
I remember back in the day, I called Jay Uso the most stressed out man in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you could
Because he
see it on his
was.
face. Yeah.
Man, I do miss that Jay Uso, and now they found something in him that they can bottle and produce, and you know how it is. Like they did the thing, they did it with John Cena, they did it with Hogan. Anytime they're like, oh my god, we can put yeet. We could put yeet in a can and the kids can drink it for let's do that. Hell yeah, everybody's gonna want to
Mhm.
drink yeet. Like it's just it's commercialized
They're
all
doing
this.
it at graduations. They're
Yeah,
getting their diplomas and they're eating. I love it. I absolutely love that he's getting over that much. But you're
like you said, there's more meat on the bone that you could get
yes,
on there. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
You don't have to be so one laned with Jay Uso. Like he can be like, and they tried to tell that story when they beat up Jimmy, and and Gunther left Jimmy in a bloody mess. He could be more serious, but that was just for the moment. Like let him. He can be that guy. He can
Hmm.
be that guy if you let him be. And kids can still yeet and wear the sunglasses and drink all the yeet they want to. He can still be that guy, but let him be more. Let him be more. Don't be afraid. Just go ahead and go for it. But let's talk a little bit about this Cena and Cody situation here, because I do truly believe that there is that the window is open for a possible double turn. It's open there. We saw John Cena come out, and this was very interesting to me. And I read something, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. I don't think this is true because the internet does what the internet does. Um, but you had Cena coming out, and he was basically saying, "Oh, I have all these things going on, and my mental isn't right. I can't sign this contract, and I know I just told you guys, and I know you expect me to sign it, but he was real skittish and like just it was weird. It was weird John Cena energy that he was like doing whatever he could to not sign that contract." But what I did read later, which once again, There is nothing that says this is true. This is just the internet being the internet, dirt sheets being dirt sheets. But there was something out there that was saying that John Cena did that because they were taking a shot at Pat McAfee, who recently announced that he wasn't doing anything with the WWE anymore because he's got a lot of things going on and his mental health and this and that. And it was very much like, I'm not saying he did it for that reason, but I'm saying it falls in line. Where are you at with that voice? What do you think about that? Like I said, I'm not saying that's true, but we got Lou in the chat. He's saying IYH Bloodline. Happy Sunday, my man, the Lou. Tin Lou, cheers. And yeah, just wanted to show love to Lou, who always comes and gives us love. But what you think, voice? You think there's any truth to Cena was mocking Pat McAfee?
Well, there probably is. There probably some in there, but it does fit in the storyline if you're trying to build Cody up to this monster that they're trying to make him, the heel turn. John Cena becoming afraid to go up against Cody, because why would you add all that shit, especially exactly what McAfee said? I mean,
Right.
it's very interesting. They're playing very on the nose, but I don't think it's anything that Pat wouldn't agree to. And so, the relationship that he has with the WWE is not
Yeah.
that, it's not bad. I mean, they're on good terms. Um, it sucks that we don't have McAfee. It also could be part of the storyline too. You never
Sure.
know.
I'm
That
such
may
a fan of what he does on commentary, so it sucks to not see him there on Monday nights. But I get it though.
exactly. And what I didn't ESPN just give him some money, or someplace he got some contract to where his show's going to be on like a network
I think
television or something
so.
like
Yeah.
that.
And
Um,
he does those shows daily. That's a daily
yeah,
show.
yeah. So that would be a little harder for him. I mean, he's getting ready to take over the sports world. This was just a spot that he was able to come and do some things that we loved.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee on a mic for WWE is fun. He brings that element of just kid heartedness to it, to where
Yeah.
you're a child when you hear him talk. It takes me right back to watching it as a teenager at Alon's age, and just falling in love with this form of entertainment uh, that I hold so dear. Um, Outside of that, though, I love in our Discord how Chat Chief is talking about legalities and things like that. And at the end of the day, John Cena did it was advertised he was there to sign a contract. He walked out. If he had no intentions of even putting his name on it, he could have just done a video package. But he instigated, and Cody has every expectation that he was going to sign that contract. So, however it got signed, that's up for the courts to decide. But I think it's going to be a fun thing, and I like how they're playing in the world of reality.
Yeah, I love it. I thought that it was fun stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But OG Tony, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Pat McAfee's contract is coming up? Just kind of specify on that if you can, brother. We
Yeah, I think he
appreciate
is.
it. But Elijah, where are you at, man? Main event segment: John Cena and Cody Rhodes. You were hinting at a double turn. I don't hate that idea. I think it could be good. I think there is a possibility that one of the big stories at SummerSlam is that maybe we see the return of The Rock embracing Cody Rhodes. I don't know, or maybe screwing Cena because maybe Cena. Of course, Cena wasn't who Rock wanted in the first place. He wanted Cody. So
Mhm.
like maybe that's what we're seeing. I don't know, but Elijah, where are you at, man? Pat,
I
actually.
think if if the if Cody's gonna go uh do Street Fighter, don't turn him heel because then he's not gonna have time to show up to these things. So it's not worth it to have him turn heel. Then people are like, oh, "Are we gonna get Cody? Are we gonna get Cody?" I
Oh,
think don't put the
can I
title on him.
Can I actually add to what you're saying? I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I would almost argue that if he turned heel and won the title and associated himself with The Rock and he goes off and does the movie Street Fighter, that makes him a bigger heel
Yeah.
because they're like, oh,
Yeah,
now he's a
yeah,
part timer now.
Hmm.
Now he's a movie star now, and it gives you the ability to hate Cody even more because now he has limited dates as the champion.
right. But it's just like a matter of if that's really what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like,
He
Sure,
doesn't like
sure.
this idea. He
Yeah,
does
he's like,
not
like,
like
no,
it. He's like, nah, fuck that.
and that's okay. That's okay.
um, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know because because they're still gonna have to do Cody. Cody is gonna probably have to be at Clash at Paris, and then Cody's probably gonna have to be at Crown Jewel. So if you can make time for that, then I'll be like, okay. But
Okay.
if the movie takes time for that, don't do it because
Fair.
especially because like there's for especially Crown Jewel, in my opinion, there's so many opportunities you could do with that. Like if they're gonna do the whole Crown Jewel title, even though it's worthless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, even still, you can drive a good story. Like let's say Seth's injury to work, they could do Seth versus Cody. They could
Ooh.
do they could do Gunther versus Cody again, which I don't really want to see, but they could do CM Punk versus Cody. They could do Seth versus Cena. Punk versus Cena, Gunther versus Cena. So I think Crown Jewel's a good opportunity, but I'm just interested to see what we see at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I agree. Do you guys think? Okay, we don't have to go like too deep into this or whatever, but I'll just ask you guys. You guys can give me a short answer. Voice chances we see the Rocket SummerSlam.
Oh God. Uh, I think we do. I
Okay.
think I think it's at least 75%, if not more, maybe
Okay.
teetering on 80. Just
Okay.
because of what I was saying earlier with Cody being backstage wearing this rock sunglasses,
Yep.
the bracelet.
And then yep. Yep.
I think that they're dropping the breadcrumbs, but that could be a swerve because Trips has said many times his goal is to make us think we know and then pull the rug right from under us. And he did well with the Naomi cash in, so
Sure did.
this could be who knows. Uh, I I don't know.
Yeah. It's
I
hard to
Yeah,
tell.
it is
It's
because
hard.
he's what's he doing movie wise? Where's he going to be? Have we even heard of him? Like it seems like he's stepped away from WWE at the moment, not really talking about it, not really being about it.
Yeah.
Um, but who knows? I
I
like
think
I like not knowing though.
I do too. I think he stopped acknowledging wrestling stuff because he realized that he wanted to get that stink off of him. That he wasn't going to be showing up to things, and he wasn't going to, and people wasn't embracing him doing things his way because that's not what wrestling fans want. They don't want you to be. They don't want you to be there only sometimes. They want you to be there as much as you possibly can, and then the time that you're there, they expect you to give your best. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think we got that from The Rock. I think he didn't consider what the wrestling fans wanted. I think he just did what he wanted to do. But Elijah, what you think? Do you think there's a good chance we could possibly see The Rock at SummerSlam?
I'm not gonna get my hopes up because we do this all the time, and he just kind of bails. But I'm I'm not gonna say zero because I mean you can never say never in wrestling
True.
because I mean like everything that especially with Triple H when how unpredictable he is. Um, hopefully if he comes back, it's gonna be Bloodline Rules.
Bloodline rules. Cody Rhodes. Look at you now, boy.
Ah man, I hate that he calls people boy.
Yeah. Dude, that drives me nuts too. Anybody who uses that, it's like, why? At my work, they do it all the time. It drives me nuts. I'm like, I'm 43 years old, guys. I can rent a car. I'm not a boy.
As far as me with The Rock, we had voice closer to like 80% than you closer to like 0%. I think I'm gonna ride the middle. I'm gonna say there's a 50% chance that we could see The Rock at SummerSlam, and the only way I could it's really gonna work is if he costs Cena the title and embraces Cody. Cost Cena the title. Cena, you were my failed experiment. I did not want you in the first place. Travis Scott was another failed experiment. As we have Nightwing saying in there, he's just this faction didn't work out. And Travis Scott, you suck, dude. Like
Yeah,
you had a chance to be a part of
garbage.
something. You had a chance to be a part of something so special. Like
Fiend,
I
fiend,
I
fiend,
can't
fiend,
imagine
fiend,
being
fiend,
being the
fiend.
rapper, being the artist that got to be in the ring when John Cena turned heel. And then you could like that didn't motivate you to be able to take some bumps, do some maybe learn a move. Come on, dog. Like I read the reports that he wasn't a quick learner, and that just told me that he didn't get it at all.
No,
Like nobody like as much time as they probably would have gave him to try to figure it out. I just feel like that he just didn't get it at all, because slow learner be damned. You can take some bumps, you can learn a move or two or something, and just keep yourself protected when they need you to show up and do things in the ring. He came when it was convenient for him. He got a chance to be a part of the biggest heel turn in the history of wrestling outside of Hogan's. I don't care what you say about Hogan, it was huge, and then you just shit the bed, bro. I'm sorry. Travis Scott, get out of here, dude.
yeah,
Sexy red is more relevant in wrestling than you. Go somewhere else, dude.
yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Imagine the heel turn with her in the ring. That would have
Exactly.
been
Like
wild.
she like the fact that she wants to be a part of it, like just changed my whole thought process on Sexy Red. As
Yeah,
far as you, Travis Scott, I don't care what you do, dude,
yeah.
but this whole thing is pivoted in a lot of different ways. We've heard The Rock talk about it on the Pat McAfee show after WrestleMania, that there were some rewrites. They didn't really know where they tried to go with the crowd, but things didn't go a certain way. I think The Rock's ego got kind of hurt from that situation. But I do think this is a great opportunity for them to tell a different story with Cody Rhodes. I really do. And um, it's going to be interesting if they pull that trigger. I'm not going to say it's totally impossible, because, like Olajuwon and like Voices said, man, you just don't know what Triple H is going to do. Like he might go a few weeks where he's a little formulaic, but then man, he'll do some things on you. And man, we got Nightwing in there. He said he came in, popped Cody's eardrum, and smoked weed. Great inspiration to the kids. Nightwing, you're amazing, dude. We love you, man. You're great. You are great. But yeah, Travis Scott, you suck, dude. That's just
You
coming
do
from
suck.
me to you. You suck. But yeah, that's all the things on SmackDown that we got a chance to talk about. One last thing. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I knew I was gonna say this on the show because I was listening to Chris Van Vliet's podcast. OG Tony said Jelly Roll moved to Florida to train. Chris Van Vliet told that story that last year at SummerSlam when Jelly Roll choke slammed Austin Theory. I guess Jelly Roll got so amped up on wrestling that he was like, "Oh, I want to do more. I want to try more." And I guess they told him in the back, like, "Hey, you need to lose some weight, dude. Like, if you could lose like 100 pounds, we can do something with you and train you." This man didn't lose 100 pounds. This man lost 200 pounds. Moved to Florida to train, and from Chris Van Vliet's mouth to my ears, and now from my mouth to y'all's ears, I think we got to watch out for what Jelly Roll is going to do at SummerSlam. I do. I think he's going to surprise us. Chris Van Vliet was saying, "Hey, I'm not going to give away too much, but I've been seeing some of what Jelly Roll is doing when he's training. He's been showing me some things because they're getting close, and he's like, I don't want to give away too much, but I think you might be surprised with Jelly Roll's performance." Hey, did you guys catch him putting Logan Paul through that table on the late night show, on like the Tonight Show? That was an epic choke slam, bro. Voice,
Yeah.
are you just last question, one of the last questions here. Are you excited about what we could see from Jelly Roll? Is there any excitement there? You just like, he's a celebrity, whatever.
No, I like when celebrities want to come and play. but I
Yeah,
like when they come and they learn and they
yeah.
figure it out. Travis Scott failed experiment. We move on. We get
Yep.
to Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll took it serious and was like, "Look, I want to do some of this. I like what the crowd popped when I did." So they gave him an outline. He went and he did it. I think this is exciting. Um, I would have loved more from others. I know Snoop was he's elderly. Like, let's just be honest. We're
Yeah,
not.
he's older. He
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
we don't need the expectations from him. But
No.
people like the Halliburton and who was the other guy?
Jalen
Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson.
Brunson. When
Yes.
they came over, I hope we get some training from them. I hope they find a way to work something out to where we get that one because I I mean, remember LT? He came to
Yes, I
wrestling.
remember that. Yes, I did. And then like Bad Bunny, Logan Paul's transitioned so well. Like Logan Paul's transitioned so well that he's now leading dances now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're putting him in a storyline with Jelly Roll and like, hey, we trust you enough to be able to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the first, I'll be, and I know Voice will too, but I'll tell you too. I like what Logan Paul can be. I
Yeah.
really like his ceiling in WWE. This guy, I'm just gonna say right now, and I don't care. You guys can say whatever you want. I do not care. I think right now the ceiling for Logan Paul is future WWE Hall of Famer.
No, I agree with you. And Logan Paul, whatever he does outside of a ring, that on him. I mean, if everybody wants to get all vindicated in their feelings, you guys still cheer on Kevin Nash and Drunky the Clown. Those guys they're a part of the problem back in the day, and they're celebrated like they're gods, in which I don't buy into that. But what I'm
Right.
saying is Logan Paul understands what happens, what you need to do to elevate people. Now, if he was there to just be for himself, I could be on the hate train, but he's not. He's elevating guys.
Yep.
He is getting it, and he's doing all he can for his own brand. I'm pissed that he's got his fucking prime shit drink on a corner, but I admire him as a businessman to be able to have that type of advertising.
Yeah.
Like, why not? I wish IYH had the bottom turnbuckle. That would be
Yeah.
amazing, you
That'd be
know?
so awesome.
And I would sell my soul for that. So if you're out there looking at my souls, come on this way.
He said
No
it's
one
on
else in
60. Yeah.
IYH has to do it. I'll do it. I'll take that train. But you know what? To get
Oh
us over,
God.
I would do it. This
Don't,
it's so amazing what these guys are capable of doing. In ring,
don't say
out
that around
ring.
the rock.
What's he over there bapping about?
What'd
Don't
you
say
say?
that around the rock.
Oh, well,
He'll take it, bro.
I don't know about that one. That seems to get a little creepy if the Rock takes your soul.
Yeah.
He's asking you to hit people, so I don't know. But I would. If IYH got their logo on that corner, sign me up.
You're the man, voice. That's why we love you here at IYH, man. All right. Last thing I wanted to talk about before we slide out of here. Call this a really great episode because it was. I've had a lot of fun this episode. It's just another good one. We got Slammiversary tonight, and man, it seems like it is going to be a fun show. I don't know if I'm gonna catch it or not, but man, it looks really good. A lot of great matches that's gonna be on the card, but I mean, the biggest story that's happening on TNA, at least in my eyes, is that we're gonna see that guy from earlier that Elijah was talking about. That's stalking Dominic Mysterio, creepy Uncle AJ, our friend Uncle AJ. AJ Styles, one of the greatest in ring performers in my lifetime. And I
Yeah.
can say that confidently. That guy is absolutely incredible. He makes his return to the promotion where he had some of his greatest matches, some of his greatest moments in coming up through the ranks of independent professional wrestling. He goes back to TNA. This is going to be such a huge and special moment. I don't know what's going to happen because there was something I believe in the chat earlier. We'll have to go back, but I don't know who said it. But if we find it, but they say there's a possibility that we could see Dominic Mysterio show up and spoil Uncle AJ's return to TNA. That would be absolutely amazing. Great build for SummerSlam if they did that. I don't know what they're going to do, but voice, I'm gonna give it to you first because you've watched AJ Styles as long as I have, and then I got to give it to our young AJ Styles fan here, my man Elijah. Want to get his thoughts on it. For you, voice, what's it mean for AJ Styles to be going back to TNA?
Oh, well, uh, wow, it means a lot, honestly, because if I'm going to talk about it, I've said it millions of times. I fell in love with Hulk Hogan as a kid. That was my first huge idol to watch. Sabu changed the game for me. AJ kept my love of wrestling going when it
Yeah,
was kind of, bottoming out. I came across this guy named AJ Styles, and he was a part of this uprising group of TNA, and they were doing amazing things. And I was watching him hit the Styles Clash. I was watching him hit that, I forget the name of it, but where he used to do the flip and catch him and then drop
yo,
him
yeah,
into a oh, dude, that was one of my favorite moves I've ever seen done in a ring. Um,
Oh yeah.
AJ Styles was the guy who, like I said, kept my love of wrestling flowing. He was the guy who was like, no, we're still telling great stories. We're still showing banger matches and come and watch over here. And then that introduced me to people like Abyss, going on to Jay Lethal, going on to, just a number of guys I've viewed because of AJ Styles. I love the promo they did to this. AJ dusting off the old gear,
yeah,
opening
man,
it up, all the dark imagery behind it, and
yeah,
just the amount of focus on his gear in that promo. It really just sent chills. I'm getting chills thinking about it right now because I know what this means.
yeah.
I have watched AJ from his first moment of fame, not his indies. I went back and watched that, but I did see him in TNA fame, and just I was in awe with this dude. I wanted him in WWE years and years before they
Oh my
the
God, yeah,
yeah. He's so good. And the fact that we are getting to the end of his road for in ring, it's sad, but it's also heartwarming because he's going to take the time with his family. But I do not see him stepping away from wrestling forever. I see him being in a producer role. I see him being
amazing
something.
producer.
Yeah, I see the world for him. But the in ring, what we fell in love with, is sadly coming to a end.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just one of the finest professional wrestlers to ever walk God's green earth. I mean, AJ Styles for years and years has just been automatic when it comes to quality matches, whether it be in TNA, whether it be in the lower indies, whether it be in Ring of Honor, New Japan. And then when he finally came over to WWE, still putting on fine matches and doing great work. Elijah, you're a lot younger than us, but I know as you were growing up, you were a huge AJ Styles kid. We got a chance to actually see one of his finer matches on the SmackDown during one of his better feuds against Randy Orton at a SmackDown. We were in a skybox there. It was awesome. It was a great time. I still remember that night. But
That'd be awesome.
Elijah, yeah, it was such a great night, dude. But Elijah, you know the legend of TNA, the legend of AJ Styles in TNA. What do you think, man? Where are you at with AJ making a return to where he really made his name?
It's honestly crazy because like I mean, if you would have told me or even any like wrestling fan, like anybody here or anybody in the Discord, that WWE TNA would be like collaborating like this and AJ Styles can make a return to TNA, I think everybody would have called you crazy. Like this, what's happening right now is nuts. Like, and we're coming up on AJ Styles' 10th year in the WWE, and it's really kind of shown how long it took for him to really get here.
Mm.
Because now he's about to be retiring, and it's not. It's like there's still some uncompleted work that he could do, but I think he
Oh,
has to get one one more TNA title run. One more, at least one more. That's all I'm asking for.
one more
And
TNA
yeah,
title run. Wow.
Well, that one of our
yeah,
fans brought an idea of that. OG Tony.
What about
Well,
a TNA championship match on SummerSlam? Ooh, OG, you are. I mean, we saw the TNA title with WrestleMania. It was not on the line, but we saw it when Joe Hendry went up against Randy Orton. We could see. Oh man, the door is so open right now for the TNA title to be defended on a SummerSlam.
with
Yeah,
AJ Styles holding it.
with AJ, that's a moment.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's a moment. Like him hoisting the TNA championship as champion on a WWE PLE, arguably the second or third biggest PLE that the company produces. That would be insane. Insane. Like where would that would just be nuts. And it'd be a great lane for AJ because we that means we'd have to see him more on TNA on Thursday nights. I think that would make TNA such a draw. Like I'm not saying it's because TNA puts on a great production. They put on a great show with great talent. I'm not saying they don't, but man, AJ Styles as the champion there, that's must watch wrestling TV right there.
Yeah, because if rumors are true, they're about ready to. Joe Hendry will be coming to the WWE. You have a lot of your top guys and ladies that have made their way over. Why
Yeah,
not have AJ hold the title for a little bit while you start throwing people at him who are your younger talents that you're trying to build up? And then finally, after you figure out who it's going to be, let them get that big win over AJ on a WWE PLE or something, something to the equivalent of that. Just that TNA title being hoisted with him in one of his last years of wrestling, that's money.
that is money. Plus, what about TNA champion AJ Styles versus Mike Santana? TNA champion AJ Styles versus Moose. TNA World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles versus Miguel. TNA World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles versus Nick Nemeth. TNA World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles versus Mance Warner. TNA World Heavyweight Champion versus Zilla Fatu. AJ Styles versus Zilla Fatu. I mean, come on, man. AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander. AJ Styles
Mustafa
versus
Ali.
Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
AJ Styles versus top notch Jason Hodge. I mean, yeah, I know you was gonna
Take
get
my
up for that one,
money,
Bobby.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know
got
you was
kids
gonna
to
get up for
put
that
through
one.
college, man. You
Like
can't take
that's
all my money.
exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Like, let's make that happen because like I think that it can really, really, really. I truly believe this in the bottom of my heart. I think it reignite such a huge fire within AJ Styles, and his last year will probably, in his mind, if I think he's the competitor that I feel like I think that he is, it will probably be in his mind, one of the best years of his entire career if he went out and was able to go up against that quality of talent going out the door.
No, you're 100% on that. And the fact that it's AJ Styles, you're just elevating your brand. You're selling, you're making money, you're bringing things that we wish were matches. I mean, come on, Trey Miguel, AJ Styles.
Oh my
Why
god.
not? Why not? I mean, it's fantastic that we get to this point. And plus it just it separates AJ from Cena and both of their retirement tours in a sense.
Yes.
It gives AJ his own acknowledgement, his own lane and his own world to be respected, and it also does for Cena. Say what you want, both talents deserve a great send off and the best work they could possibly do. And I think AJ holding the TNA title, even if it's only for 3 months, you give us a good number of matches of him defending it and then put it over on someone else and then let AJ finish the rest over here doing whatever it is.
Love it. I love it. I like what you're saying, man. Man, what a great episode this was. I really enjoyed it with my son Elijah, with my brother Voice. We just came together and had a great episode. So thank you, fellas, for doing that. Thank you guys in the chat for making this such an amazing episode. We really thank you guys so much for coming through. Hey, go ahead and hit a flying knee on that follow button and make sure you subscribe to everything that we do. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on our Twitch. And then make sure after the fact you listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Hey, do myself and the team a favor. Go give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Please leave a review. It really helps us out for getting charted and being able to grow the show, which is what we plan to do. Hey, do something else for me. Go join our Discord. We're looking to grow the Discord, and we got the Lou in chat saying Elijah over Grun. Oh my gosh,
Oh
Grun
no.
will be back. Grun will be back, guys. Come on, we're not getting Grun out of here. He's a great creator. He'll be back. All right. So you guys, we're not pushing Grun out. You guys are crazy. Grun does great work for us. But Elijah
Oh
does a
shit.
great job. Oh, here he is. Here he is. He said, I mean, I ain't betting on me to fight with Greg, you're the man, dude. We love you, man. We miss you here. You get well. You're awesome, man. All these creators here are awesome. This team is great, man. It's such a great team. So I got to give you guys the respect. I'm going to start with Elijah and then give it to my guy, the voice. Anything you want to plug, where they can catch you at? What you got, man?
I mean, my Instagram at Elijah, just my name that you can see on the screen, and at NY. And then, I mean, mu- Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you listen to music, just name Elijah. Listen to some of my music. Probably gonna put out an album soon, and yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I know you've been working on that album as much as you can. I know it's going to be a little bit easier for you to record some things now that you have a new phone and you can kind of experiment with some stuff and then you can record it here with me. But yeah, we appreciate you coming on and making this episode awesome and everything because it really was a really good episode. Check out everything Elijah does. And yeah, he's got football schools coming up. And yeah, he's about to be super busy. So he's only got a few more weeks to just kind of sit around and relax. But I got to give it to my man Voice, who produces the show, does a lot of great work for IYH. Of course, you already know I got to give him the floor. Where can they catch everything that you're doing, Voice?
Oh, fans, if you want to see it and you haven't had enough here, you can catch me on the Monday Night Review Preview Show where me, the blue-eyed villain himself, and well, the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway. We talk wrestling. We talk Monday Night Raw to be specific. We talk 3 subjects and we invite you, the household, to come join us and, well, have a little rascal time. It's always good to be a silly goose when it's Monday Night Raw. And that's 7 p.m. on Mondays, an hour before Raw goes live. Come have some fun with us. Outside of that, it's a little thing I do with my homie Howse where we watch ECW. It's the ECW watch along, and it is fire. Put it out because, well, it's just growing. We just had Nightwing on. He had an amazing first podcast ever he's ever done. He sat down, watched November to Remember 1999 with me in the
Yes.
house. It was fantastic. One of the best times we've had with a fan joining us. Can't wait to do more of those and can't wait to drop more information on what we've been talking about for the past couple weeks, the breadcrumbs we've been living. No one's really guessed who it is. But hopefully somebody does, and we can sit backstage and laugh and be like, ha, ha, ha.
We
He
tricked him.
knows. We tricked him. But yeah, those are all the places to find me. Anytime you want, I can talk a conspiracy with you. Those happen sporadically on Saturday nights. We had a really good one last night talking about political assassinations heard around the world. We talked about Gaddafi, a lot of different what started World War I, Franz Ferdinand. Olajuwon, you'll be learning about that. It's a fun little dive. They don't teach you all the things, so come over to me, Uncle Josh, and I'll teach you all you need to know about American history.
You mean
That
grandpa, but yeah.
Yeah, grandpa voice over here.
Man, I love this team, man. We got a great team here. That's everything that you can catch my man Voice doing. He's a great creator who does a lot of great work producing and putting out content for you guys to enjoy. He does great work here at In Your House. Check out everything that I am doing because he talks Monday Night Raw on Mondays before the show. Me and the amazing Annie O'Neill, we talk about Monday Night Raws after the show. That's on Wednesdays with the Raw Deal with Howse and O'Neill. And it's going to be a great episode this coming Wednesday because we are going to be talking about what's leading up. SummerSlam is coming up. What's Annie's thoughts on it? You'll definitely get it. Then, like my man said on Thursdays, the ECW Watch Along series where we get extreme. It's a great, great time. We just had our guy Nightwing on, and man, he did such an amazing job coming on and watching the second half of the 1999 ECW November to Remember pay-per-view. It was a fun-filled episode with many stories told, and just fun being able to talk to one of our guys from over in the UK and just chill and watch wrestling. It was fun, man. I really enjoyed it. And then Sundays here we do our thing. We all get together and talk the week of wrestling. That's exactly what we do. But man, it's just fun because like I told you guys earlier, I got a chance to go to New Era Wrestling in Shelbyville, Indiana, and man, I'm so honored and privileged to do what we're about to do, and that's give you guys this 8-minute interview as we end the show here. So guys, I had to go out there to New Era and manage Sam, get an interview with them, and then of course do some backstage correspondence and help the show flow and make it go as well as the show could go because that's all part of the work. And that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So, for my man Elijah and the producer of the show, the voice, Josh, Joseph, and the whole team here at In Your House, guys, you need to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day, a great rest of your week, and enjoy this interview with Sam Knight from New Era Wrestling. Peace. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. That's right, the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Con House is here, and I am here in New Era Wrestling in Shelbyville, Indiana. And man, I had to be here for this huge event. And the reason why, a lot of different reasons why, because New Era really does it up really well. Shout out to Damian Michael Cole and everybody back there that helps put this production together. But because this is one of the final dates of my man, my brother, my homie. That's the right hand of God, Sam Knight. And this man's been called many things, whether it be the enforcer of the set, whether it be the gatekeeper. In Destination 6, in the sixth destination, he lived forever. And he's done a lot of things in his career. Man, you've only got 12 dates left from what you were telling me, man. I'm here to be with you because we go way back, man, and just we did some amazing things together. But here you are, man, 12 dates away, halfway through your retirement tour. Where are you at, bro? Because now you was here, I had to pull up on you, man.
Man, listen, man. Mentally, I'm all over the place, bro. Like, I was having a conversation with our fellow set member, Kendall Fire. Shout out to Kendall. And the question that he asked me was, how do you feel mentally with it almost being over? And I can honestly say that it's a bittersweet moment. Like, I'm excited for the new things that are in front of me. I'm excited for the projects I'm getting ready to work on. But of course, I'm saddened because this is what I've been doing for the better part of almost 20 years. It's all I know physically, on a physical aspect, the physicality, the running back and forth, all that. It's all I've known. So honestly, man, it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sure because knowing you as well as I know you, I mean, we talk every day, and especially during that revenge tour that we had back in 21, 22, we most definitely we were basically like sharing the same brain at that time,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Everything we were doing, we were in sync, it was in symmetry,
yeah,
and we're still that way.
yeah,
But
for sure.
life be life, and
Yeah, no,
but
yeah,
man,
it does.
like you're 20 years. You're about to hit 20 years, man. And like you've done some real cool things. Like I said, 12 dates left, man. How I guess my next question is like how reflective have you been during from the time that you realized you wanted to do this up until now, halfway through?
Very. I had wrestled a match a couple weeks ago in Brazil, Indiana, and after the match was over, I remember standing in the middle of the ring and legitimately went 5 months left, and like it hit me like a sack of potatoes, bro. Like boom, like oh my god, 5 months left. You know, so there are those moments where it's like I can't wait because I want to see what's next.
Yeah.
But then there's those moments where I'm like, I'm gonna miss putting on the boots and miss putting on the tights and miss the camaraderie of being in the locker room and working with some of the newer talent and the older talent. But the thing that I want to specify and drive home is I didn't say I was done with wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with the in-ring aspect of it.
Right.
So no longer will I don the tights and the pullover and the tape and all that. No, I will be handling other aspects, which we'll get into at another time, like we talked about on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I said, it's bittersweet, man. I mean, I've been so reflective, especially thinking about my father and thinking about what he would say if he were here right now. So
Yeah.
it's been reflective.
For sure, man. For sure, man. I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't real when asking the hard hitting questions, man.
Yeah.
So, like, I know you. I've known you for a long time. To me, in my eyes, you're a man of your word. When you say you're going to do something, you're most definitely going to do it. But, a wrestler's mind works different. And, sometimes they think they're done, but, later on they realize they're not as done as they thought they wanted to be. Do you think, in your mind, that there's a chance that even though this is your last year, your retirement tour, this is it, there could be some point down the line, a year, 2 years, 5 years, where you might want to lace them up again?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I'm still gonna be involved. So it's not like I'm glory chasing.
Right. I feel you.
That makes sense.
I get you. Yeah, I feel exactly what
I
you're saying.
said what I said.
Yeah.
So like I'm not chasing that adrenaline rush because I am going to replace the in-ring with something else that's going to give me that same boom.
Yeah.
And that's nothing against anybody else who decides to come back. Like I don't want to be the cliche. I don't want to be the guy that's like it's over, bye-bye, and then 6 months later, oh, I just got one more match in me.
Yep.
No,
one more match.
One more match, brother. Like, no, man, I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like it's a young man's game now.
Yeah.
I'm 38 years old. My body hurts. Getting out of
You
bed.
said my body hurts.
Yes, sir. Give us a second. Let me finish this.
Yep.
But no, it's just like 38 years old. My body hurts, man.
Sure.
I'm just like,
Sure.
I want to chill.
All right, I feel it, man. I feel it. Listen, you got some fans that's wanting to come up and see some of your merch. I don't want to hold you off from that.
No, sir.
I guess in conclusion, man, like I said, 20 years. I'm, privileged and blessed to have been a part of 1, 2 of your runs and whatnot. We had a blast. So much things that we've done, and you're well respected in, the West Coast and the Midwest. We did some stuff in the South when we went to Tennessee. I guess like. When it's all said and done, when it's all over, and this is the last question. When it's all said and done, and it's all over, what what's going to make you feel good about, closing the book on 20 years?
Being a man of my word,
Yeah.
walking away and going, this was fun. I did what I said I was going to do, legacy wise. Now I can say goodbye to it and focus on other things. My goal was to be one of the best wrestlers ever to do it. And it may not be to the opinion of others of me being the best, but to some people, I am one of the greatest additions to their lives. I have created and established a legacy over 20 years on a personal and a professional level. And so to be able to look back and go, damn, I did that. Because I've been doing a lot of damn, I did that.
Yeah.
It is an honor. It's a blessing. I thank God. Like I said, after I came back from the heart attack, to God be the glory for the things that He's done. I am very appreciative. I never forget where I came from. I never forget the ones that had me. So when it's over, I'll be able to look back and say, yeah, we did that thing, and we did it well.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the gatekeeper, the enforcer of the set. In the sixth destination, he lived forever. It's the right hand of God, Sam Knight. I'm Con Howse. Hey, we'll catch you next time. Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Yeah. Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Bumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smooth.